Thank you so much. All right, guys, welcome to this month's community support call. Today is 9/11, so a hard day for a lot of people, which we'll talk about in a moment. But I want to first welcome you into this month's recorded portion of the call. And for those of you who are listening to this after the fact, finding this on my YouTube channel, just so you know, this is a live recording that takes place monthly. And for those people who are able to show up live, once we're done with the recording, there's always a free quantum coaching, and whoever my special guest is, which this month is Jamie from Regeneration Tai Chi, will be joining as well afterwards for the live coaching portion where we answer questions, we tune into energy, whatever's going on. And that way you can have a private coaching area, a place to ask your questions, but you are not on a recording anywhere. So for anybody who can join us next month for that, please try to tune in live. And I told everybody who is here for the live that if I trip on my words tonight, if I lose my train of thought, anything like that, please be aware that the energies today are so intense. They're affecting all of us, myself included. The little neurons in my brain are doing the best they can to keep up and get the messages from my brain to my mouth. But I promise you, what's up in here is still intact. So we will do our best to get it out of the mouth and to help you guys as everything we're going through right now. So again, today is 9/11. So I do just want to acknowledge a prayer. And if anybody who is here for the live and anybody who's here after, please just bow our heads and let's just say a little prayer for all of the lives lost today, all those years ago. Father God, Mother Sophia, energies of the universe, we call upon you and we ask for you to please ease any pain in our hearts, ease any pain in the hearts of those who might still be grieving for the loss of their loved ones on that very tragic day. Please watch over those who are still healing. I know so many people are still healing from the events of that day, whether it be because they lost a loved one or because they were involved in the cleanup. We send our love out to them. We send our compassion to them. We call upon Father God, Mother Sophia, and the energies of the universe and ask for you to please hold these people, hold their hearts in your arms tonight. Give them some extra compassion, some extra love, and surround them in the light of your loving arms. And for everyone who is listening now, let's just take a moment and visualize, just hold an image. That's all you have to do. Imagine Mother Gaia, Earth, being bathed in beautiful white light that is just cleansing the earth from the inside out, allowing any and all beings who wish to receive it, and for anybody who chooses not to, they don't have to, and that's okay too. But let's allow ourselves to visualize the earth being bathed in white light tonight, purified of any and all pain. And let's see people of all colors, of all walks of life, of all backgrounds, sexual orientations, political beliefs, whatever they are. Let's try to hold an image of everyone holding hands and allowing this white light to simply bathe any and all insecurities, anger, frustration, sadness, fear they might have of anybody of a different belief or background. Just continue to see that white light purify any and all hearts who are willing to receive it. Good. Now let's bring our attention back to where we are. And Father God, we ask that you please imbue that beautiful energy into our world, into our hearts at this time. Thank you. And so thank you, guys. I think today is a hard day for so many people. For myself, I grew up in Connecticut, and I lived about 2 hours from the towers. And I know a lot of people who were rescue workers, EMTs, service animals who are still really going through it physically because the toxins and the debris from that day really affected much more than anybody ever thought it would. And it caused all sorts of cancers and issues within the body, and lots of death, as well as financial issues. So just keep that in mind as, for on a day like today. It's not just about what ended for the lives of the people that day. It still goes on for a lot of people. And that's a lot of what we're feeling in the energies today as well. And I just want to also acknowledge, because this is something I think I see all too often. I know there's a lot of truthers, conspiracy theories, that kind of thing coming out. And there's all sorts of information coming out about 9/11 and all sorts of other things, human trafficking, the political structure, this person being a clone, that person being that, whatever it is. I just want to invite you to, when you hear these things, remember to still hold compassion, right? There's lies within the truth, and there's truth within the lies. And the simple truth is there's not a single truth in any of it, and there's a little truth in all of it. But we are all here at the bottom of the pyramid, basically. If you want to look at it, doesn't matter what color we are, what sexual orientation we are, what political background we are. We are all basically the indentured servants to those who are running this world. And that's what this entire ascension process is really about, is our consciousness waking up to that fact. And as we go through this process, we're going to have all of these things, conspiracies, and a lot of them are somewhat true, come out. But there's also a lot of people on the internet who are taking advantage of this and using it to make money and spread false propaganda. And the reason I bring that up is because it's our responsibility to still hold compassion in our hearts and remember that unless it's right in front of us and we know it to be true, we can't absolutely know it to be true. And on a day like today, I think a lot of people forget the pain of what a lot of people actually felt and are instead focused on the conspiracy behind 9/11, which we all know there's some deeper truths there. But it's important that we remember that we need to hold the compassion in our hearts and stay focused on that and sending love to people and not allowing ourselves to create cognitive dissonance for ourselves because we don't want to feel the pain that we still are somewhat feeling. So I felt like I had to say that because I see so many people say, well, this happened and that happened, and then they forget no matter what happened, lives were lost, people are hurting. And we need to always remember that that's what it's really about, because we're all here to heal together, specifically in this process. So forgive my little rant, but it's been on my mind all day. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Christina. I am the quantum healing coach. I am basically an oracle. Some would like to use the term psychic. I don't prefer to use that word because the truth is all of us are technically psychic, if you want to call it that. Every single one of us has the ability to develop all of our clairs. But for me, right now, I'm able to see into the quantum field. I am able to see into other dimensions. I am able to see into your past, into your future. I'm able to recognize what's going on inside of your energy field and then help you to heal the programs within you, recover false belief systems and clear and reprogram them. And that's what I like to do in my session, is help people really realign or align with the truth of who they are and therefore engage more deeply with their higher selves. I do have workshops that I'll be offering soon to teach you guys how to do what I do for yourselves, because part of my mission here is to help people be their own empowered healers. And for those of you who have been in session with me, you know that while yes, I pull energy out and I do all sorts of things in session, more than anything, I like to teach you how to do this for yourselves, because the truth is we all have the power. Each one of us are the creators of our reality. So with my upcoming workshops, you will find that they are all about teaching you how to do just that, which is learn how to be your own creator of your reality, learn how to connect with the energies, learn how to heal yourself, learn how to live that better life. So stay tuned for the upcoming workshops. And in the meantime, if you need assistance, please feel free to check out my one-on-one sessions. And tonight we're going to talk about energetic hygiene, Tai Chi, how you can navigate these energies better for yourself. And I have a very special guest who I'm really excited for. Jamie is with me. He is from Regeneration Tai Chi on Instagram. For those of you who don't know, it's at Regeneration Tai Chi. And he is going to lead us in some beautiful flows, as well as teach us some fun stuff about Tai Chi and Qigong. So I'm going to hand it over to him so he can talk a little bit about himself now. So hi, Jamie, and thank you so much for joining us.
So glad to be here. I really am. Thank you for that amazing prayer and visualization. I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, I'm really glad to be here with you and your community because this is the conversation that I'm into. And Tai Chi is a nice little aspect of moving energy. But this is some really important stuff here that you talk about on the daily. And so I'm just glad to be a part of it. And I also know that you do Qigong and Tai Chi as well. So ever since I heard that, I was just like, yes. So just happy to be here with everybody.
Mute. And I'm so excited to have you here. For those of you who don't know, yeah, Tai Chi, Qigong, especially Qigong, is something that I practice daily. In fact, that's what I was doing earlier today at a park so that I could get my energy to simmer down from all of this energy that's coming in. So when Jamie and I started chatting a little bit on IG, I was like, will you please come on to a community support call? Because I'm just so excited to introduce anybody who is willing and interested in learning this to use this for yourself because it's so, so helpful. And yeah, so thank you so much for being here, Jamie. And did you want to do a little bit of flow to open up tonight, and then we'll go into talking a little bit about it?
Yeah, I really, my whole thing is to show people easy things that you can apply right now and not stuff that you won't remember tomorrow. So the easiest thing you can do right now, just all sitting there, is breathe, right? So as you're breathing without thinking about it, I want you to notice, how is your belly? Is your belly tight? And so just one thing that I want to encourage you to do more of is just check in with literally the abdominal muscles around your belly and loosen them. You know, it doesn't take much. You don't even have to focus. You can just let it out. Most of us, we want that tight belly, but that's not really where it's at for relaxation and all of these things. So just the simple tip is to just let those abdominal muscles go and just deepen your breathing. So there's that. And if you notice that it was held and tight, which I've been there, just make it a practice to recognize it, check in, and then let it go. Start breathing a bit deeper to your belly. Make it a habit. And we're going to do that right now. We're going to breathe to this area beneath the navel that is called the Dantian, which translates to energy center or elixir field in Qigong. And Qigong just means energy work. Acupuncture is Qigong, massage is Qigong, meditation is Qigong, and so is movement with the breath, which we'll do a little bit later. But we're going to breathe to this energy center, which if you want to just find it really quick, find your belly button. Everybody put your finger on your belly button and then put like all four fingers beneath or from the belly button on down. And then at the bottom of those four fingers, so it's below the belly button, this is your energy center, but it's in your body. It's not right there on your skin. If you can imagine it being in the middle of your body, this area. So why don't you just put one hand on the other there, one hand above the other, and just touch that area, okay? And you could even then rotate your hands down to face up like this, right? And if you notice, you can put your fingers together. That's this shape, right? That's sort of this shape that my Buddha is in the back there doing. You just one hand is on top of the other and your thumbs are touching. This is just a very calming, balanced mudra, if you will, to keep your hands in. And so you can either rest your hands there or just one hand on top of the other. But in this area, why don't you just close your eyes and start breathing to this area for a minute? Just take some deep breaths in and out of your nose. Okay. And we've all done breathing to this area before. It's called belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing. But what most people miss is where your mind goes. I want you to take your mind and unscrew it from the top of your head and put it down here. So I want you to observe the rising and falling of your belly as you breathe deeply in and out of your nose. Just observe it. Notice it contracting and expanding there. In the way that the sun looks down upon the earth, I want you to take that upper brain of yours and look down upon this lower brain, if you will, down here. And just observe it. And we're going to breathe to this area for just about 3 minutes, okay? And at every minute marker, I'll remind you to bring your attention back there. And the whole point is that this is your safe place. This is a place where you can really let go of all the mental chatter. So let's begin now observing nothing but this area expanding and contracting. And if your mind has wandered, let's bring it back to this area. Just extending your breathing in and out through the nose. Nothing forced. Noticing the simplicity of breathing in and out. Bring your mind back to this area for just 1 more minute. And although you might want to try to find other things in your mind, there's nothing else to find except the stillness of connecting to your energy center, connecting your upper and lower brain, and the peace and tranquility that awaits there. Let everything else go. And when you're ready, open your eyes, just being present to the stillness that you felt there. This is a technique you can use especially when going to sleep at night to stop all of the thinking, connect to your energy center, which is essentially the womb where we are nourishing and feeling safety. And please, please, please bring your mind there. Observe that simple expanding and contracting. It will slow you down and have you feeling nice and calm. And then off to sleep you go. Just wanted to start out the session with that.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Jamie. I was getting so relaxed. I actually forgot. I was like, oh shoot, I'm the hostess. I have to still let people in. So it felt so nice to actually be centered because I know these energies right now, again, they're just so wild. We're alchemizing so much that anytime we can be centered is I'm so grateful for. So thank you so much, Jamie. And yeah, I specifically always love to connecting with the Dantian. That's something that even if I'm just driving in my car to go somewhere and I have anxiety about wherever I'm going, because believe it or not, I actually do have social anxiety to some degree because I get so overwhelmed. I'll be driving and I'll put one hand over my Dantian and just focus on breathing while I'm driving my car. So thank you so much for teaching that. So now we'll move on, and I just want to let you guys know I had to write down a little outline for myself tonight. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at, because we have so much information that I want to cover tonight in such a short amount of time that I don't want to miss anything. So if you see me looking down, I apologize. So let's do a quick energy update and then we'll go into everything else. So September energy. September is all about endings and beginnings. And I know you've probably have heard me talk about this on my IG channel, but really, truly it is. For so many of you, I know August was really intense. You probably had things come up for you that were painful that you needed to see about yourself. You might have even lost some things, meaning relationships or job, or something might have fallen apart that you really thought was going to work out. Or maybe you just completely could not be physically present in your body, or were dealing with illnesses all month. That's because whatever it is that was coming up for you is what it is that's going to be something you're going to be working through this month, meaning putting an end to those patterns, doing the actual application of ending. If you weren't showing up for yourself physically, if you weren't setting boundaries in your relationships, if you weren't showing up to whatever it is you do for your career or business as well as you need to, this is the month where everything we started focusing on manifesting in August, and then everything that would not align with that manifestation showed itself. This is the month where we apply our brains, our masculine side, to what came up to reveal itself within our feminine side. So it really is about balance this month. We are actually learning how to apply the intellect, the discipline that we need to this month. So stay focused on that. And of course, just be aware that you will have emotions come up as well, right? This isn't going to be an easy process. Something that comes to mind is years ago when I was in school, and I went back to school at 35 after my car accident and brain injury. So it was not easy. And my brain was still learning how to rewire itself. And I remember I was in anatomy and physiology class. And if anybody's ever taken those classes, the vocabulary is like torture. It's like brutal. I mean, basically you have to learn Latin, right? And I remember getting so frustrated in class one day that I just started to tear up. And luckily I had some really nice teachers. And so my teacher took me outside and he was like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "I'm just having such a hard time." And of course I was 35 and most of the people in their class were in their early 20s. So it makes a big difference. But I was like, "I'm just so frustrated. I'm having such a hard time." And he reminded me, and this is what's coming through to share with you guys, the brain is a muscle. Just like your biceps are going to hurt when you're training them, just like your hamstrings and your quadriceps are going to hurt when you're going to the gym a lot, your brain is a muscle. And as it's learning to refire its neurons, you could have emotions come up because the brain expresses itself through the emotions. It's just like, I can't deal with this. And so the tears happen, or the frustration happens, or the anger happens. So make sure you're aware of that. Recognize what your triggers are. Allow yourself to see what your triggers are. You'll know what they are. It will be a specific conversation, a specific thought, maybe finances or health or whatever it is for you. Notice what your triggers are and have something in place for yourself, whether it be using EFT, which is emotional freedom technique, qigong or Tai Chi, going for a walk, getting in a good workout, whatever it is for you. Have something that you can pull out of your back pocket that you can easily jump into doing when you feel those triggers coming on. Because this month you might find your masculine side, which is your doing side, the side of you that lays down the foundation, the railroad tracks for your future. you might have those triggers come up. And as they do, just know it's part of the process. Remember me telling you it's part of the process, and go right into your coping strategy, right? And for those of you who might struggle or deal with addictions, same thing. And I just want to offer that, addictions, guys, I don't even like to use the word. All it is those of us who are highly sensitive souls, we're trying to escape certain things. And for those of you know, I'm pretty open about my previous history, or my history, where I was a benzo or Klonopin addict. And I also used to indulge in a little bit too much wine when I was younger. All of that is just a result of us trying to escape whatever it is we know we need to face. So if you have old addiction cravings coming up for you, whether it be shopping, overspending, drinking, poor behavior, promiscuous behavior, whatever it is for you, be aware that that's also your brain trying to latch on to something that allows it to feel comfortable and safe, basically an old program or pattern. And once again, you can apply your new patterns, the new way you're programming yourself, and know that it's a process. So that is the month of September and what we can expect. But the exciting news is it's getting us ready for October. And I want to talk more about the end of the year and next year, because October is a 1 month. We're going into the 10th month of the year. It's where we're going to be able to see the fruits of our labor. Everything that you've been doing this whole year, this month, you're going to be learning how to apply. And then in October, you're going to have that little bit of a takeoff. So just be prepared for that. So allow yourself to lay your foundations this month. And I want to remind you also that this year is the year of the dragon. And it's interesting to me how so many people were talking about this in the beginning of the year, but have since forgotten what that really means. The year of the dragon, while yes, it sounds amazing and powerful, and it certainly has been, it's also about burning it to the ground, baby. And that's exactly what we have had happen this year. If you think about it, it's much like that show Game of Thrones, in one of the last two episodes, where I forget her stage name, but Emilia Clarke, I think is her real name, is on the dragon, and she's riding the dragon over the town, and the dragon is just burning everything to the ground and everybody's running. That's kind of how this year has been for a lot of people. And it's both beautiful and feels terrible simultaneously, because we have to burn down our old structures in order to rebuild. And that's what this whole ascension process is about. And August was really the biggest month, where the best way I can describe how it was shown to me is in the month of August, the dragon just came in and just really leveled everything, right? And now in this month of September, we're able to see what is still standing, what it is we need to either fix or completely get rid of, and then apply those processes to for the rest of the year. And the rest of the year, externally, meaning in the collective, is going to be kind of more of the same, meaning we're going to see big stuff play out. And we pretty much know that within the political area, we're already seeing this. I just have to acknowledge that the texts that I get from both political parties drive me crazy. I wake up with like 15 text messages on my phone asking for money or asking me to listen to a video. It's driving me bonkers at this point. And it's only going to get louder, everything that drives us bonkers. And that's because it has to get our attention. Those of you who are here and attracted to content like mine, you're pretty much awake. You're aware that we are all learning to live the truth within a lie. That's what this whole world is about. Everything here is made up. We made it up on some unconscious level while we were basically enslaved consciously. So we are learning how to take our power back. But there are many, many people who have not woken up. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, there's going to be a lot of people in this lifetime, in our lifetimes anyway, that may not wake up. And we have to be okay with that. Our job is simply to hold a higher frequency. There's going to be people, what's been shown to me is it's going to take 2 to 3 more generations before all of the truth really comes out. So we're looking 4 generations ahead, where the true new civilization is going to be born here on Earth. So that means we're going to see people pass away who never wake up. We're going to see people still argue till the day they die, that there's no energy, that it's all made up, that we're all crazy. And we have to be okay with that. Our job and our role is to maintain holding a high frequency and just allow them to be who they are. They are still an expression of the one true source of all. No matter how you want to look at them, whether you agree with them, disagree with them, no matter how ignorant they seem, they are still an expression of how God, source creator, chose to express itself in this reality up until now. And now we are changing the guards, if you want to call it that. So we're going to watch it play out more for a couple of reasons, for the effort of as many souls as possible to wake up, because it has been shown to me by God's source creator that it is possible for as many souls to wake up as can be, and God's source would like as many souls to wake up as possible. So that is the hope. But again, it's not up to us, it's up to them. And what will happen is the external noise, the political theater, the whatever plans they have for us, whether it be another thing of some type of lockdowns, or whether it be whatever they have planned, is going to be what causes them to wake up. So when you see this stuff play out, remember, it has to. So many of us had our full awakening during 2020, and things like that, big events like that, need to happen again in order for people to get so upset, so miserable, that their only choice is to turn within and go, what the heck is happening here? And when then they turn within, that is when they ignite their own spark. That is when their angels can speak out, reach out to them. That is when they begin to see the deeper truths and their part to play in all of it. So know that it will get louder, but it's up to us to maintain a high frequency, focus on staying in love, focus on staying in the middle, not getting caught up in the drama, because if you get caught up in the drama one way or the other, then you're feeding one side or the other, and then you're contributing to the drama. Next year is the year of the snake, and this is, to me, really, really exciting. The year of the snake is the true, really, ascension. It means the snake is the energies rising. For those of you who don't know, a snake is like it's also an example of the kundalini rising through the spine, and that's what we're going to see next year. It will come with some big events. In fact, we may see the big events play out by the end of this year. It would not surprise me at all. Couple examples for you on the year of the snake in our history: when the Berlin Wall fell down and East Berlin and West Berlin were able to finally come together and heal. And that was a very painful experience for a lot of people there. I recently worked with somebody who was part of that, and the pain that it still carried in their hearts. Also, the year of the Depression, the Great Depression, the great stock market crash, that was a year of the snake. But that also led to a lot of people being able to invest and learn and find new ways, new creative financial adventures. So the year of the snake is a really big year in the sense that we will see something big happen. It will play out huge and it will affect everybody. It might even begin to happen by the end of this year. However, it's also in the year of the snake that the most healing happens. The Great Depression, while many people lost a lot, that is when true ingenuity was born in the States. And like I said, that when the Berlin Wall fell down, that is when Germany really began to heal. So really allow yourself to remember that sometimes we have to cut the wound open to get the infection out in order for the body to heal. And we're going to see that play out huge in our world, in world events, in the next 6 to 8 months is what I'm receiving. It's hard to say if it will all happen the end of this year or into next year. I am often asked about Kamala and Trump and who I prefer. And I will just offer you guys this. I will not ever share my opinions because I don't think that they really matter. But more than that, I don't really have one, because at this point, I see that each one is basically a head of the same snake. They are each two wings of the same bird. And if you really want to look at it from a deeper perspective, or if you want to look at it for who to vote for, then look at what they are really focusing on doing once they're in office. Don't get caught up in the stuff you see on Instagram or on YouTube, or what one says about another in a debate. What is it that they're actually planning to do, that their side is rooting for? look at that if you want to look at what you're going to vote for, because the truth is what we're seeing play out on social media and on the news is nothing but theater. You really need to know what it is they stand for behind the scenes, not just what they say. What have they done in their history is what I would offer. But more than that, I will offer you this. No matter who gets in office, the same events are going to play out. It doesn't matter because it's not about them. It's about our consciousness directing a new future for ourselves. And it's about our consciousness allowing the ugliness to be seen. So with that being said, sometimes it's better if the lesser good candidate gets in office, because in that case, it's like pulling the Band-Aid off quicker. That's how it's been shown to me, meaning sometimes it's the villain who causes things to really propel in the right direction, right? Because when the bad guy gets up there and does something, then that's when we're going to see people stand up for themselves. So however you want to look at it, whoever you think the good guy or the bad guy is, in the truth, there really is not a good guy or a bad guy, because ultimately it's all the people behind them that are making the decisions. But in the end of it, we're going to see the same stuff play out. It doesn't really matter. So more reason to not get caught up in the political theater of it. So that is the energy report. And from there, I just want to go into talking about energy and teaching you guys about energy, because that is what you can really control. We can't control what's going on out there. We can't control all of it. I mean, even as far as who gets in office, we don't even, as far as I'm concerned, that's a lot of BS as well, because everything is pretty much predetermined. But we can control what we're doing with our own energy. So I am going to do my best to bring up a picture to teach you guys about energy at this point. No laughing, or if I can't do this well, although please feel free to laugh, because laughter is always good for the soul. So I'm trying to bring up a picture of how I am shown energy. And here it is, I did it, yay. All right, are you guys able to see that okay? Awesome. I don't know how to make it any bigger, and I'm afraid if I do, I'll lose everything. So this is how I am able to see energy when I'm working with somebody, when I'm looking at trees, that kind of thing. You see how the lines are flowing through her body? That is how I am able to see the energy. And I'm going to pull the picture off in a minute, only because I'm realizing you're probably seeing my face and not the picture. I'm not really sure how this works with Zoom. Are you able to see my face, or are you able to see the picture?
Right now, neither.
Neither? Okay.
When you did have the, yeah, keep sliding it over. Yep. Almost all the way. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, now, oh, just a little bit more the other way.
That way?
Okay. Now we're seeing half of the picture.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, oh, you
Oh,
almost got it centered there.
oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to be
We're,
able to do this right.
no, you know what? You don't need to zoom in on it. It's good. Just slide the whole box over a little bit to the right.
Oh, I don't think I can. Oh,
Uh,
yeah, I don't think I know how to do that.
oh,
All right.
you're doing there.
All right, you know what I can do? Here, let me just close this out. I can pull it up on my phone and show you guys from my phone. And I apologize. Some of you know me well enough to know I'm a little bit klutzy when it comes to tech, but I'm still learning. So I'm going to pull up a picture, and I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way. This is how I am able to see energy. Are you able to see that okay? All right, so you see how you can see her body there, and you can see energy flowing through her? This is how I see energy. And then I also see it moving around inside of somebody's body. And this is basically how our entire world is. You can't see it, but there are strings of energy all around you. People call these scalar waves, energetic waves, and I'm sure there's other words for it too. Basically, these are sound waves. Sound is color. Color is sound. each chakra, each color has its own specific sound that it creates, its own frequency. So everything comes back to frequency. And it's important to know that, because when you're able to recognize that in between your cellular structure is actually this energy, then you're able to understand more how energetic healing works. And we are moving into a day and age where we're going to actually have more frequency medicine. So understanding that herbs are frequency, essential oils are frequency, colors are frequency. Oftentimes in session, people are surprised when I tell them to wear specific colors or eat specific colors, but each color has its own frequency. And when you're looking at it, you have the cones that are behind the lens of your eye are able to absorb it. And when you're eating it, or when you're even just near it, your cells, which really are able to see in some ways as well, are able to absorb the frequencies of those colors. And that basically assimilates into your energetic structure and then begins to heal your disharmonious atomic structure that is vibrating incorrectly, that's causing whatever illness is happening for you, basically raising or lowering the frequency of specific areas of the body. So that is the best way that I can show you how I am able to see things, how it was shown to me. And I also want to show you the chakras. So I want to show you the chakras because, and a lot of you probably know the chakra centers, but you see how these are the colors of the frequency waves. Now, there's actually more colors that we're not even able to comprehend with our human eye, but in other dimensions, there are in fact other colors. And so there's actually more colors that go through you, but these are the 7 primaries that we use. And there's more chakras that we use as well, but these are the basics. These are the energy centers that basically command your meridian lines, which I'm going to show you a picture of in a minute. And the meridian lines are how energy flows through your body. So meridian lines are basically the energetic pathways of your body. And here's just a very basic picture, and you can kind of see how there's just pathways through your body. Now, what's super interesting to me about meridian lines is this is basically how medical astrology works. This is how Ayurvedic medicine works, because it's all about the energy pathways through the body. The way it's been shown to me for medical astrology, for example, is think of it like depending on which house you have specific planets in, it's going to be almost like a ping pong machine, meaning you'll have the meridian pathways, but then you'll have specific atomic structures in the certain areas of the pathways that are going to be highlighted even more. So say, for example, I'm an Aries, so I have a lot of energy that accumulates up here near my head and back of my skull. And that's why Aries are considered more like in their head. We're the ram, right? We go straight for it. We have a lot of energy that will accumulate there that can also cause medical problems as well. And each sign has its own specific arena of issues based on where they have energy accumulate, which is based on heightened frequencies of the atomic structure or more atoms in that area. So that is basically how energy works. And I'm going to hand it over to Jamie, because he's going to do a meridian flow for us at this time so we can move some energy through our body. Yeah, all right. There you go, Jamie.
Isn't it amazing, everyone, what lies under the surface? I mean, all the things that we can't see, it's fascinating just seeing all those images. So we will do this sitting down, everybody. So just while you're nice and comfortable, I just want to take a look and switch my view to a gallery view to see everyone. Cool. So maybe though, if you can sit up towards the edge of your chair, as opposed to leaning back for this. And yeah, we're just going to do my 2 favorite qigong movements, and you'll totally be able to remember them. And so let's begin. The first one will just like kind of scoop one hand underneath the other, and you don't need to touch your wrists here, but just gather and scoop and just bring your hands up to the center of your chest, if you will. And then you're going to turn your wrists to face out, open your palms with a slight curve, and then just push out to the front corners, opening your chest, and then circle back down to do it again. All right, so that's it. You're scooping here on an inhale through the nose, and then you're exhaling, nose or mouth, either is fine, as you open your chest. All right, but combine that breath. Inhale and then exhale, like yin and yang. This would be the yang or the yang, and this would be the yin as you inhale. This movement is called heart flower blooming. And so imagine it to be like you are releasing, okay? This would be a releasing. You're gathering anything that is in your heart, which can be everything, as the heart is the ruler of all the emotions. And then you're just sending it out. You're sending it out of the hands, down the arm, and out of the palms. The center of the palm is a gate, meaning you can take energy in, like when you're shaking hands or touching somebody, or you could send the energy out. So in this case, inhale, and then send all that energy that needs to go out with your breath as you open that chest. And think about the name heart flower blooming, like your arms are the petals of the flower, and you're just blooming to the sun. You can kind of push up and out a little bit. So gather with the inhale and release. And this time, maybe think of something that you'd actually like to release and just say it to yourself. I am releasing. Can be anything you want as you open that heart. How about 2 more times on your own? Don't forget to breathe in and then out. Release anything on your heart now. Good. And you're staying nice and relaxed in your shoulders there, which looks great. Fantastic. Now let's reverse it. Let's do the opposite. Let's gather from the sides and from above. Imagine gathering all that good universal energy from above as you keep your shoulders low and relaxed, and then bringing it into the crown chakra above, down in front into the third eye chakra, down through the throat chakra, and through the organs, the heart and the lungs, the middle organs, the lower organs, lower chakras, even down your legs and out of your feet. Try to stay connected to that. Inhaling. Gather that energy from above, bring it in. You know, there is vitamins in the sunlight, in the air that we breathe. So you're bringing it into the body slowly, through the body, out of the legs and feet. This movement is called energy shower from the heavens. So think about that. You're gathering that fresh chi, that fresh universal energy, and through those gates in your hands, you're connecting to it through your body like a scan, and you're washing. So wash yourself, letting go what needs to go all the way through your feet. Again, you have gates at the bottom of your feet. See if you can open them and let it go out of your feet into the earth. And then gather. Energy shower from the heavens. Eyes open or closed. Just go slow to where you stay connected. How about 3 more times on your own at your own pace? Stay relaxed in your shoulders. Don't strain anything. Stay soft so the energy can move. This will cleanse you and this will charge you up. So try this outside at the park. For a few minutes, you'll be lifted up. Last one here. There you go. Good. And when you're done, you can just gather energy from the sides and bring it back to that dantian, and one hand over the other. Breathe to that lower abdomen area. Feel the belly expand and contract, and return your energy to store it in the center of your body. This is where it stores and circulates from afterwards. Connect. Maybe it feels slightly warm. Excellent. And we just activated your heart and lung meridians, which run down your hands there. The heart and lung meridians. The heart runs to the pinky and the lung runs to the thumb down your arms. So by going here, you're opening those meridians for the heart flower blooming. Yeah, it's so easy. Just combine it with your breath and be soft and release. And then for the energy shower from the heavens, you're actually connecting to what's called the microcosmic orbit. It's a big reservoir that runs around your body, up the spine and down your front. You're nourishing that as you bring in that fresh energy. So that's a reservoir. The meridians connect to that huge reservoir that nourishes your organs. So you can remember that. Out and then in. Boy, do those two movements and all of a sudden you're a qigong person. There you go. Think of it like yang and then yin. And definitely try it outside.
Thank you so much, Jamie. That was amazing. That really calmed me. Thank you. My nerves today are just really, really high from all of these wild energies. And I love that you said to try it outside, because that's exactly what I always do when I do this. And for anybody, again, interested in Jamie's work, Regeneration Tai Chi on Instagram, and in your email with this recording, you will receive access to his it's like a 10-minute free flow, and where you can find him. So please check that out. And I honestly can't encourage you enough to use qigong, Tai Chi, even in the most simple ways like we're doing today. It moves the energy around your body. And this is my little fake human, but I'm going to, it's more like an ET, but it's the best I got. I'm not an artist. Talk about some energy and just try to share with you how I see things, so that you can have a better understanding of how energy works, and then teach you some very basic tools that you can use, including a lymph massage. So this entire video is going to be really helpful for anybody who really wants to learn how to manage your energy fields moving forward. So, and I just wanted to acknowledge, you said in there about vitamins when you were doing the beautiful flow. And what's amazing about frequency medicine, and we're moving into the age of frequency medicine, we are surrounded by atoms. We are surrounded by subatomic particles, neutrinos, which are really what's in the energy. And when we can train our conscious mind enough to be able to focus on something, we can make our own vitamins, our own medicine. Some of you may know this, some of you may not, but a lot of shamans, for example, will teach you how to access specific frequencies so that you don't have to take a medicine. And I will use myself for an example. Last spring, I had a little bit of a parasite illness. It's called Babesia. And it's when there's a microscopic parasite that gets in our red blood cells. And I picked it up for a couple of reasons. Number one, I had to be holding the frequency of allowing parasites to attach to my body, basically giving away too much, allowing my energy to be siphoned too much, in order to even be able to be at an attraction vibration to get that illness. So when we talk about how all illness is created by the frequency we carry, what we're actually talking about is the little atoms inside our body. And can you guys see this okay? Should I bring this up closer? It's good. All right, thanks, Jimmy. So we have little tiny atoms inside of our body, and they are inside of our cells. So, and again, I apologize for my very poor artistry, but you have an atom inside of your cell. You have multiple atoms inside of your cells. And all of these atoms are vibrating at specific rates. And they can vibrate at all different rates. For those of you who are aware of David Hawkins, right? We have shame at the bottom, we have enlightenment at the top, which is the frequency scale. Now there's all sorts of other emotions trapped in there or mixed in there. which is what we are capable of vibrating at. So say, for example, if you're vibrating at happiness, you're going to be vibrating nice and fast. If you're vibrating at shame, you're going to be vibrating slower. And all of that is going to affect the voltage that is going to charge your cells, because you are an electrical being. So as these energies come in through our body, kind of like this, like how the energies are coming in. So that picture that I showed you earlier, energies are coming into our body, they're charging our cells, and the energies are going out of our body, right? That's basically how it works. If, for example, you're holding a frequency of shame in your body, and this is how I work. When I'm in session with somebody, I'm able to look into their body and their energy field, and I'm able to see where there's clogged energies. So say, for example, I'm able to see that I only have two colors, so I apologize for that. But if, for example, somebody's holding the frequency of shame, which is usually right around here in the womb center, or it might be up here on their throat, then these atoms in these particular areas are not going to be holding a high enough charge to maintain the normal rate of the cellular regeneration in that level, meaning the cells in these areas are going to be vibrating or regenerating slower, which is going to lead to illness, right? So this is how illness happens. This is why when we talk about trapped energies being in the body, we're talking about illness. This is what energy healers are talking about. And a lot of them don't even realize what they're actually talking about, but this is what they're talking about. And every single part of the body holds something different, right? So your shoulders, for example, are going to hold what you feel you're responsible for. Your feet, for example, are going to hold your ability to stand in your power. Your eyes are going to hold your ability to see the truth in the reality around you or within you. It really depends on the issue. So every emotion or experience that you have had that has caused you to be programmed in some way. Sexual trauma is a big one that we see in this world, right? Sex trauma, and there's a reason for that, which I want to talk about. Sex trauma affects all of this. Oh, this marker is not opening. Sex trauma affects this area, it affects this area, it affects this area, and it affects this area. So we end up with shame trapped here, unworthiness, the inability to speak one's truth, the inability to want to see the truth, either externally or internally, blocked heart, and not knowing who what is, and not being able to stand in our power. So sex trauma is a great one to use for an example, and there's a reason why those that wish to be in control have used human trafficking and specifically sex trauma to basically condition the human mind into being in such a lowered state that for eons, right? It doesn't matter if you have been sexually traumatized in your lifetime, your ancestors at some point were. And so we're all carrying those traumas within us. And this is what created the collective level of being shameful, unworthiness, which leads to things where people are not able to express their truth, or maybe they're overly expressing their truth. They don't even know what their truth is. So it leads to the anger, the rage, the shame, the yes man type of mentality where we just all are in survival mode, trying to keep our head down. Sex trauma also leads to what we see now in the epidemic of the porn addiction within men, because the shame, and women as well, because the shame creates the program of needing to go back to what we feel shameful for anytime we are feeling uncomfortable and trying to move forward. So getting back to what I talked about in the beginning of the video, a lot of people deal with addictions, and addictions are a big thing that's in our society right now, because a lot of us are trying to escape exactly what's in our body. So instead of going in here and dealing with what we're actually feeling, we go external and we go for the schmut magazine, or we go for the porn sites, or we go for the alcohol or the shopping or whatever it is. And this is how those that wish to be in control used sex to lower the consciousness of humanity to such a rate of shame, basically across the board. No matter where you look or how you look at it, there's some type of sexual trauma in almost everybody's lineage. that creates an overall conditioning that creates a society that is easy to control because everybody thinks that they're unworthy of being in charge of their own reality, right? So when we talk about doing energy clearing, and there's all sorts of other stuff too, I'm just using that as a basic example because human trafficking is such a big thing in our society, and specifically around sex. So what's good to do in what I like to do in session and what we do energy work for is we need to do is acknowledge what's going on. Okay, so you have some trapped energy in your throat, you have some trapped energy in your hips. Let's talk about where this is coming from. And then from there, we talk about where it's coming from, clear the energy so the person can begin to heal, right? And then you have the energy is gone from the body. But here's the thing, and I'm just going to erase these other ones as well. But here's the thing, inside of the body, there is still the thinking. And this is what's really, really important to understand. Our brain is all throughout our body, whether we realize it or not. My drawing is getting really bad, but we have a nervous system that runs through our entire body. Our nervous system creates basically like little the way it's shown to me is like little pillars of light, like little light pings that send out sound waves, getting back to how light is actually sound. Everything comes back to sound. So our nervous system is sending out these little sound waves. And so when our nervous system is sending out those sound waves, maybe the sound waves are, so we clear the energy, which is number one in healing. We have to clear the energy, but then we have to recognize the programming that attracted the energy to us. And that's what I'm getting at. So the nervous system sends out these little, basically messages of sound waves saying, I'm not worthy. I don't know if I should speak my truth. What if my heart gets broken again? I don't know if I can trust this world. I don't know who I am. I feel uncomfortable in this world. I'm afraid to stand in my truth. And of course, thoughts are never quite that simple. They're always a little bit more looping and a little bit more manipulative inside of our heads, right? But when we get to the root cause of what we're actually thinking, this is what it comes down to. So we need to go in and clear this programming. We need to identify where it came from. Did it come from when you were 4, when you were 10? Is it from an ancestor? Whatever it is, we can either override it, which we can absolutely do with specific type of work, or we can go in and identify it and reprogram it. What I like to do and what I teach is to identify it so that we can be aware of it, so that we can know, oh my gosh, my 4-year-old self is showing up right now and she's telling me that I'm not worthy. My 10-year-old self is telling me that I need to do the dishes better. You know, my 13-year-old self is telling me that I'm not pretty enough to be seen in this world. Whatever it is that shows up for us, we can identify what it is, and then we reset the programming. And this is all the stuff I teach in session. So we basically reset the programming of the inner belief system, and then that attracts the sound waves, the energy that we want to attract, so that the energy that's in our body is luminous, is harmonious, and is congruent with what it is we want to attract in our lives. So I hope that's making sense. Is that making sense for everybody? Was I able to explain that pretty well? Probably over-explained it, if anything. I have a tendency to do that. So I just wanted to use that again. I apologize for my very poor drawing, but I wanted to try to show you guys today how I see energy, because like I said, when I'm in session, these are the things that I see. I tune into everybody and I'm able to just go right down your line and see what's in your energy field, what's around you in your aura, what's in your ancestors' line, what's in your past and parallel lives, quantum entanglement, all of it, because it all matters and it's all accumulated around us. And what I like to teach people is how to be aware of it more than anything, because I can clear the energy for you. I can teach you what to do, but I like to teach you how to be aware and how to do this for yourself. And that's my goal with the upcoming workshops. So stay tuned. That is what I'm working on, trying to teach you guys how to do for yourselves. And I want to get into some energetic hygiene, but I also want to just throw it over to Jamie right now and see if he has anything he wants to offer, or just anything that you want to offer, or if you want to do any lead through anything from what we just did. Yeah, so I just figured I'd kick it over to you.
That was impressive. My mind is like, whoa. That was amazing. Do you want me to run through the tapping exercise to kind of break up some stagnation energy in the body?
Oh yeah, that would be great. So, and I just want to offer what he's about to teach us. I want to share with you how it's shown to me, because when I first started, he's going to teach us qigong tapping or patting. When I first learned this years ago, I remember, and this is before I could see energy, I was like, okay, why am I doing this? Why am I going to do this to myself? I don't know. But now, since my third eye is fully opened and I can see energy the way I see it, as he's teaching this to us, what I want you guys to envision is when you take that rug outside and you're patting the rug, right? Because that's what I see. Like when you pat your body, that's what it's like. It's literally energy leaving your body. So he's going to lead us through some. And by the way, this is what I do every morning when I first wake up. This is better than a cup of coffee to me. So I'm excited.
That is the perfect analogy. Let's all beat our rug, shall we? Um, we're actually going to need to stand up for this. If you want to opt out of that, then maybe you will on the replay. But I am going to stand up to, give the full body explanation here, because we're going to get the whole body. So, yeah, we're going to pat. This is called patting. So just raise one of your arms and the palm will face down. So we're going to start patting from the shoulder, the outside of the arm. Now, give it a good pat, because when you beat that rug, you don't just go beep, beep, beep. Some people are, give it a good pat, okay? Break up the stagnation within. Flip the hand up and pat from the palm to the shoulder. And then, like you're shaking someone's hand, just to get a different angle from the shoulder down to the thumb, which is that lung channel. And then from the pinky up to the armpit, which is that heart channel, patting right around the lymph node here under the armpit. Okay, other arm. So a good pat down the outside, up the inside, flip it over. Like you're shaking someone's hand down to the thumb. And then from pinky up the heart channel to the armpit. Okay. And then we're going to just gently tap on the lower back with the back of your wrists here on the kidneys. And then down the middle of the spine here, just kind of knocking to the pelvic bones there, the buttocks, just breaking up there. We hold so much tension in there to the sacrum right in the middle, that last low tailbone there. Good. And then let's pat down the buttocks as we bend forward, patting down the back of the legs, back of the knees, back of the calves, and then around the ankles and up the front shin, up the front knee, front thighs. Really get that pat, okay? And then down the outside of the legs, outside, around the ankles, up the inside, inner ankle. These are all different meridians. Inner knee, inner thigh, and hips there, all right? So now just check in with your body and notice that kind of just gave your body that wake up. And now we'll do a little tapping to wake up the brain here. So we'll just start by finding this little crevice here, right about here where the skull meets the neck. We'll just start tapping right here to get our sensory organs going from the spine into the brain. We're just tapping back here. Don't think about it too hard. Just start waking up the brain from there. And then we'll go work our way to the top of the head to tap the crown, right? Which is just after the middle of the head, the middle back, if you will. Sort of like right where the ear goes up. Wake up your spirit here, your connection to the stars opening, lifting your energy up. Start tapping down towards the front of the forehead here, down into the third eye. Let's open and wake up this area. All right. Let's go out to the sides here at the temples. And even the eyelids, if you're not wearing glasses, you just want to wake up your eyes there, you can tap there or just opt out of that for now. And then just tap, just freestyle tap all over the face. Freestyle, just waking up. There's so many different acupressure points all over the face. Just wake up your head and start to open your eyes as you do it. Start to feel your energy uplifting. Good. All right. And let's just wave our hands over our face, sealing all that good energy in a couple times. It's called brush the hair. Imagine as if you're running your hands through the hair, but you're just waving over the face. Eyes are open. Good. And then let's bring the hands down in front. And let's just stroke the neck a little bit. Like you're a little kitty cat. And you're just stroking your neck, that throat chakra. Opening that up there. And then let's stroke right down the middle here. Right down the middle with the side of your palms. And feel how nice that feels over your heart, opening and nurturing your heart there. And down through the solar plexus area. Good. All right, and we can just, again, rest our hands over our belly. We can even go up and to the left. I should be mirroring you. We should look the same. As you press in, up and to the left, making a big circle above the navel and then below. Giving a little pressure as you are circulating that chi through the body. Put a little pressure from your outer hand. And then let's circulate the other way, up and to the right and down. With each circle, make it a little bit smaller around the navel to condense the energy back into, again, this energy center where we store the energy, smaller and smaller and smaller circles to where your hands rest beneath the navel there, and store that energy that you just stimulated, and it'll continue to energize you throughout the rest of the day. All right. Awesome. Have a seat if you are standing.
Thank you, Jamie. Actually, guys, still stay standing if that's okay, because I'm going to teach you how to do a lymph massage. Can you hear me okay? Because I'm just stepped a little bit back from my mic. So I just want to say, I don't know if you guys saw my dog come out, but I am not joking when I say what Jamie just taught us. I do this every morning. And for those of you who don't know, qigong, tai chi, this type of energy work is one of the most ancient practices. It was basically brought to us from our great ancestors. Some of you like to use the word ETs, however you want to look at it. This is some of the most ancient ways that we can actually connect with energy. So I encourage you to check out his flow when you get it in your email, or go back and use this again, but really integrate this into your life. It's absolutely amazing. And I'm going to teach you what I do. So every morning I do what Jamie just taught us, and I do it in my kitchen. I mean, I will put on my pot of boiling water. While my water's boiling, I will do exactly what Jamie just taught us. It doesn't have to take a long time, right? And once you know your own little routine, it becomes easy. And then from there, I go into doing my lymph massage, which I'm going to teach you right now because I'm always talking about this. So after the qigong tapping, you're going to go right into your lymph massage, because now you got your energy moving. Now let's get the lymph moving. And the lymph is the water channels, basically the toxic channels that help get rid of all of our toxic waste. And when we don't get rid of our toxic waste, the best way I like to explain it is, imagine if everybody in New York City put their trash out, but the trash guy never came. It'd get pretty messy and smelly. And that's what happens inside of our bodies. And then when that happens, we get sick. And as we're going through these solar storms, because your cells are regenerating at a more rapid rate. So maybe normally they regenerate at a pace like this. Right now, it's kind of like this. When we go through these heightened solar cycles, it is so important that you do at least one of these, if not both, that Jamie and I are teaching you today daily, and especially if and when you don't feel good. I had a girlfriend this past weekend, and she's actually on here, and I love her so much, who wasn't feeling well. She had something big to do the next day, and I'm like, you need to rub your lymph, you need to massage your lymph, because when we're not feeling well, it's because something is trapped in our lymph system that can't get out. And that trash is stinking up your body, causing you to be sick. This is actually our immune system, if you want to look at it that way. So it's really, really important to do this work right now, daily. So all of that said, go into the tapping that Jamie did and or do what I'm about to teach you. I like to combine them both. I do the tapping and then I go right into doing the lymph massage. So you want to first open up right up here near your collarbones. I like to do one at a time. So and I usually like to take 2 fingers. So I'll take 2 fingers and get right in there by my collarbone and just give a little massage for about 10 seconds, or you can do 10 basically like swipes kind of, right? So just go ahead and do one side. I usually start with my left side. And then from there, we're going to go into our right side. And this is the primary lymph channel. I apologize, I cannot remember the name of it right now. There's so much to learn when it comes to vocabulary here. But this is where you always want to start your lymph massage. Open this channel up first. Always, always, always. And then from there, we're going to massage everything in our head down into it. I'm going to take my glasses off. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up by our ears. I like to take 2 fingers like this, 1 finger in front of the ear, 1 finger behind the ear on both sides, and just kind of gently massage, again, for 10 seconds or 10 circles, however you like to call it, whatever works for you. And this is to open up. You have a lot of lymph nodes right here. And then from there, we're going to go in the back right near C1, C2. So right back here, basically where Jamie showed us as well, and massage at the base of your skull and open this up. This is all to open up your lymph, which is your lymph in your brain, which is really, really important to stay on top of right now, especially first thing in the morning. For those of you who wake up with puffy faces, this is the best thing to begin to do first thing in the morning. And then from there, go ahead and start at the base of your ears and rub down your sterno, basically pushing everything towards the center of your chest, which is your thymus. So just kind of gently stroking down our sterno and bringing everything here. So kind of basically directing traffic is how you could look at it inside of your body. And again, 10 times. I think this is 6 for me, I'm not sure. I'm a terrible counter, especially because my mind is always thinking about energy and other things. Counting and vocabulary always escapes me. So 10 times there. And then from there, and I have a little makeup on, so I'm not going to touch my face too much. But what I like to do is take my ring fingers and get underneath my eyes and rub them out to the side and then down. Out to the side and then down. And if you have any discomfort here, specifically at the end of your tear trough, you want to press down and hold it, because you have a big lymph area, a big lymph node right in that area that can sometimes get a little backed up, and that's what causes your puffy eyes. So really press into and just hold it light pressure, and then continue to push it over and down, and again for 10 times. And then you get the tops of your eyes, same thing, just kind of over and down for 10 times. And then I also do my forehead, which I start right here and I go up and down. So we're just getting all of the liquids and the fluids moving out of our head and our face. And I know a lot of you talk about headaches as we go through these energies. This will really help with that. And then from there, you want to get into your scalp, like take your hand and really rub your scalp. And especially if you're having any types of headaches, then you want to really get in there and just give it a nice little massage. When I'm doing this, I will actually put the back of my head against my bathroom wall. So that way my head is supported, and I will be taking my hand and I will be rubbing right here, and just kind of rubbing all around. You have so many little lymph channels or lymph channels in your brain that you need to activate. And when we don't get everything moving up here, we get trapped fluid, we get toxins, and that leads to depression, anxiety, and all sorts of stuff. And then our thinking is off. And then, like we just learned about the sound waves, when our thinking is off, our entire thinking is off, which is our entire nervous system. So again, getting all of that open. And then from there, come down to underneath your arms and just bring everything in to this area here. Just gentle stroking, massaging, bringing it in, starting with underneath the arm, and then on top of the arm. Basically the same pattern that Jamie taught us, right? A little bit under, a little bit over, 5 times on each. And then on the other side, 5 times again, 5 here. And if I miscounted, I apologize. I have trainers count. Everybody always used to say, you have trainers count. You tell us 30 and you mean 60, or you say 5 and you do 4, right? I'm just paying attention to what I'm doing. So I do, like I always say to people, just count for yourself. And then from here, we're going to just keep massaging everything in. And for women who have breasts, this is really important. You have a lot of lymph in your breasts, and even men too. But ladies, just do the best you can to just rub everything in towards your thymus, which is right here, and bringing everything in from the upper part of the chest into it as well. And then from there, I'm just going to lower my camera a little bit. From there, I like to go into the belly. Basically, same thing. 10 circles this way, and you want to just kind of gently press into your belly when you do this. And 10 circles this way. And then from there, we go into the legs. And what I like to do is pat the tops of my feet for about 5 times, and then just kind of rub everything up. And behind your knee, kind of take your hand and dig into behind your knee a little bit, and just continue to rub everything up, kind of like we did with the qigong tapping, but you're just going to actually be rubbing on your skin. And if you can use castor oil or any type of organic oil that you know is good for your body, it's going to be more beneficial. And I just want to say, and then go ahead and do the other leg. Those of you who don't feel called to do the leg, you don't have to, but if anybody here ever has fluid that gathers in your ankles or gathers in your legs, or you feel like you have restless leg syndrome or something like that, you definitely want to incorporate doing the legs, because that means you have fluid that's trapped in there. And just continue to bring it right up to your thymus or to your abdomen, which will then bring it up to your thymus. And that is how you do lymph massage. And the explaining takes more than the doing. So again, when you make this a habit for yourself every morning, it gets very, very simple. You can do one or the other. For those of you who have busy schedules, I would recommend starting your day with what Jamie taught us, which is the qigong tapping, and then ending your day with the lymph massage before bed. And then maybe in the morning, just incorporating what you do with the head, especially if you wake up with puffy eyes or anything like that, or a headache. Anytime you have a headache, go right into doing this right now. Immediately open these channels and then give yourself a good little scalp massage, specifically around the forehead. Take the palm of your hand and really press it into your head and getting everything moving down, because there's some type of trapped fluid in there, or you're not hydrated enough and you need more water, in which case there probably is also trapped fluid because things are just not moving through your body. So yeah, so that is a lymph massage. And I think we will actually wrap it up there, because we're like 90 minutes in. I can't believe it's already been 90 minutes, but we did go over a lot of information, huh? Yeah. So, all right. So we will close it out there, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Those of you who are here for the recorded portion, thank you. Thank you so much for joining. I'm just going to offer to Jamie to see if he has any closing words that he would like to offer.
Just want to thank everybody for participating, and just remind people that little things shift your energy, like just paying attention to your belly breathing, bringing your mind there, these two little movements, the tapping. It's not like your day has to have a 45-minute workout. Just a little shift to when you need it is how things change. And so just keep that in mind. I'll mention, yay, thanks, Timothy. I'll mention that I have a membership monthly where I coach people and I have all my videos and I have weekly coaching calls to adjust people's forms. I'm going to put that here in the chat right now if anybody's interested. But you're going to get in this email my free flow, which is just a great 10-minute beginner starter for Tai Chi and Qigong. So check that out as well. But thanks everybody for your time today and your participation. Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for Jamie for joining us to this month and today. And I just have to say, it's such an honor to know you. Your posts and your shares on Instagram are so helpful and so amazing. And just listening to you talk and the cadence of how you speak always calms my energy. So it's always a treat when I get to talk to you. Thank you. Yeah, and thank you for joining us. And yeah, guys, I can't recommend Tai Chi Qigong enough. So by all means, please check out everything that Jamie is offering and even his page in general. Like I said, listening to him talk when I'm having a day where my brain is scurried, which is quite often sometimes as we're going through heightened cycles, especially because I'm in and out of session a lot. When I listen to him talk, it really does help me. And to everybody, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. We're going to go into the private coaching portion now for the next 30 minutes, where we'll just answer questions live for anybody who wants to pop on. And for anybody who's interested in my sessions, it's thequantumhealingcoach.com, or go to my link tree in my bio. And kind of what I broke down with you guys today here is how I work, right? That's how I see energy. That's how it works for me. I just tune into it and see it. And when we work in session together, which I am going to be changing my offerings to make them just very open book for whatever you want. And basically I show up on the call and say, how can I help you today? And whatever happens is whatever happens, right? Maybe you need energy cleared. Maybe you need to talk about something traumatic in your past. Maybe you need information on past lives, why you're here, ancestral trauma. We talk about it all. We pull out any and all energies that we can. And I like to make you a healing plan or a healing path as you leave session, because pulling out the energy is amazing, but I want to make sure you know what you're doing moving forward, right? I'm a teacher at heart, so that's what I like to do. And that's why I will be focusing my attention in the months to come on creating workshops to teach you guys how to do this for yourself. So stay tuned. Such an honor to have you here, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching after. Please take care of yourselves as we move through these energies. The solar cycle is going to increase until next year. We are in the heightened solar cycle. So it is really the time when we need to learn to show up for ourselves as best as possible so that our bodies can embrace our souls, our higher consciousness, so that we can build a new earth, which happens through us, not for us. So we got to do our parts, guys. I'm sending you all so much love and signing off now. So we will see you later. Bye.